What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have our first rendition of the Commanders Caucus stream. A stream for me, no, for the chat, by me. So I'm going to need you guys' influence. I'm going to need you guys coming in here, infiltrating the comments because Commanders football is back. Commanders football is back. I don't have a script. You guys are going to dictate how this stream goes every Wednesday. So I plan on doing this at 7:15 every Wednesday for every Commanders game week. And yes, it is game week. It is game week. Football season is here. I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in the air. That cool fall brisk air starting to hit the scene. I'm just waiting for the leaves to start to turn over because guess what? I can't wait to start indulging in some pumpkin spice lattes if I'm being 100% honest with you. But enough about my personal lifestyle. Commanders football is back. How are we feeling in the chat? How are we feeling in the chat? And as always, go ahead and if you want to support the channel, go ahead and flood that comment section. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button so that you're not missing any of this content from Bleeding BNG. But as I said, this is the first rendition of the Commanders Caucus stream, doing this every Wednesday at 7:15 for you guys. And it's just, if we need to vent come some point in the season, this is the platform to do it. Now, I don't plan on crashing out right now because we haven't even played a game yet. And, you know, back in 2021, when I started this podcast, we might have been crashing out over an 0-3 preseason start, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But my life changed when we got that burgundy and golden boy right there, number 5 in Jay and Daniels. What's up, Simba? What's up, gang? As I said, guys, infiltrate the chat. This is a stream for you guys, giving you guys a platform every week to vent, to praise our team, to bash our team. This is what the YouTube space is for. So go ahead, flood the chat. But I just wanted to start because this is the first injury report of the year. And we have some familiar names on there, but some names that I was honestly expecting to see that I didn't see on there. What's up, Sean? How you doing, gang? How you doing, gang? Thanks for spending your Wednesday night with me, gang. I appreciate it. We're doing this every Wednesday, all season, even if the Commanders go 1-17. But I don't want to put that smut on their name. We going 17-0 this year. So we boots on the ground in my house today. Because you know we boots on the ground every other Sunday at Northwest Stadium. Who's coming to the game? Who's coming to the game? I'm invading tailgates. Who's coming to the game? Let me know where your tailgate is. I'm vlogging. If you want to be a part of the vlog, you want to make your acting debut on YouTube, hey, let Bleeding BNG give you that opportunity. But in a fair exchange, I got to come invade your tailgate. I don't eat too much. You know, I got to watch my figure. And, you know, I can't be too inebriated because I got to give the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on the Washington Commanders from my vantage point of being there in the game. But if you tailgate and let me know, I might pull up with a couple cut waters, you know. Hey, we can work something out. We can work something out. Might get a score prediction on the blog, you know. Hey, help me help you. Help me help you. Well, week 1, I wish the Commanders were more ready. What you mean by that, George? What you mean by that? You thinking that Terry McLaurin might not be ready? But getting back to the injury report, I'm not just saying that you talk about Terry McLaurin, but elaborate on that, George, because as I said, this is a stream. The Commander Caucus had to play off Adam Peters a little bit. Y'all know I've been telling y'all since April with the mock draft Monday live streams. I am Black Adam, no Rocky. I am Black Adam, no Rocky. That's why I had to dress like a scout today with the 3/4 zip. But getting back to this injury report, Zach Ertz did not practice a rest day, and I honestly wish that we give Zach Ertz as many rest days as he wants, to be quite honest with you, because if we can remember last season, one of the reasons that Zach Ertz went crazy in the second half of the season is because he was getting those veteran rest days. And I think Zach Ertz, even though this is a thing that we've heard from a lot of players, but Zach Ertz is always constantly talking about how Dan Quinn and the rest of the coaching staff, looks out for their players and things of that nature. And we got to remember, Zach Ertz followed Cliff Kingsbury here. There's a reason why Zach Ertz is here, and Cliff Kingsbury knows exactly what he has in his guy in Zach Ertz. So I'm not too worried about Zach Ertz getting these rest days. I honestly am in favor of it. But to see Dorrance Armstrong was limited. Don't know what that wasn't really a talking point coming out of camp. Didn't remember him missing too many days or it being reported that he missed too many days. But I can't say the same for Noah Brown. So while I said that the limited tag might be a little cause for concern for Dorrance Armstrong, I'm fucking doing the rain dance. I'm praise walking to see Noah Brown just limited on the practice report. I feel like Noah Brown been the invisible man all offseason. I feel like Noah Brown has been the invisible man all season. So just to see that he's a limited participant in practice, Noah Brown is ramping up to have his best 2 reception for 14-yard performance of his life. Because I'm going to be honest. I think this more is where you were leaning with, George. I'm a little skeptical about what Noah Brown being that wide receiver 2 on the boundary as far as the scheme goes. I think Deebo Samuel is going to outproduce him. I think Deebo Samuel might be your leading touchdown getter in 2025. But Noah Brown, we know Deebo Samuel isn't a traditional wide receiver, even though he's doing a lot of traditional wide receiver things over the course of the summer. It's just a matter of time before we start handing Deebo Samuel off the ball, before he started running jet sweep. Shit, he ran one in the first play of the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. So it's just a matter of time before we see Deebo Samuel running the ball and have Noah Brown as that wide receiver 2 on the boundary. A little cause for concern because he's been the invisible man all offseason. My man George said, I am thinking about the lack of work together for the ones. Joint practice aren't enough. I agree, George, but thankfully it's the New York Giants, right? Thankfully it's the New York Giants, and I'm gonna pull a curtain behind and let you guys see behind the curtain for a little bit. I got a little extra motivation going into this week's game. Even though it's week 1. You know, I've been waiting for this for 7 months because I had the worst weekend ever when the Commanders lost the NFC Championship game. I got my wisdom tooth pulled the next day. So y'all know that was like the longest week of my entire life. So this offseason seemed a little short because I can remember the pain that I had and I couldn't decipher if the tears were coming from my wisdom tooth surgery or the Commanders getting belt to ass put to them from the NFC Championship game. But I got a little more extra motivation going into this week because the New York Giant content creators, bro, they're a bunch of, man, I want this stream to get monetized, but y'all know y'all come to Bleeding BNG, and who knows what the hell I'm going to say. The New York Giant content creators, they're a bunch of douchebags, bro. They're a bunch of douchebags. Like I said, I'm pulling you guys behind the 4th wall. I've been trying to get these guys to do a week 1 preview. I'm trying to get content creators from across the NFL to do weekly previews as far as our matchups go. I've been trying for 3 weeks to get a New York Giant content creator on, and they act just like dudes from New York, how I expect dudes from New York to act. Like they snobby, they snooty, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I ain't saying that I'm no YouTube megastar, but, bro, if you got less subscribers than me, ain't no way you standing me up, bro. This is an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity for you. Well, guess what? J5 about to have an opportunity to put belt the ass to y'all in my name. In my name. I might have an aneurysm in the stadium come Sunday when I see that first touchdown. When I see that first JD5 bomb. Because we ain't get it last year when we was at home against the New York Giants. We ain't have any touchdowns. It's kind of hard to cheer for some Austin Cyber field goals. Even though we won that game. I'm like, yes. I'm just happy as hell that shit going through the upright. But as I said, thank you guys for joining us for our first rendition of the Commanders Caucus. This is a stream for the chat. Every Wednesday we're doing this at 7:15. This is only week 1, so we're not venting yet. We're not ranting yet. But I do foresee a couple of crash outs in the future. Not too many, because I will be giving our season prediction in my season preview episode that I'm dropping either Friday or Saturday, so make sure you hit subscribe so you're not missing out on that. Shout out my man Jason said, why not put Bill at kick return instead of Deebo? I'm not even going to lie, Jason. That's what I do in Madden. I'm not even going to lie. Has it worked out in my favor too many times? Not really. Bill ain't got the most wiggle in Madden. You know, he's just a straight line 91 speed guy. But that's what I do in Madden. I feel it. I'm not mad at that. Get them touches off of Deebo's body. What's up, CT? How you, gang? If Bourne doesn't sign, do we bring another wide receiver in? I haven't even put my mind past the thought of Kendrick Bourne not signing with us because the two finalists per se for Kendrick Bourne's services, even though he's not or they're treating him like he's not a tryout player, essentially. Go look at the transaction wire yesterday. Kenneth Bourne had a tryout. So I don't know if Kenneth Bourne thinks this is 2022, but he has two teams fighting for his service. And in 2025, hey, man, I ain't been able to talk like this all my life. So shit, I'm going to say it. The San Francisco 49ers or the Washington Commanders. The choice shouldn't be that hard. Brock Purdy, Jayden Daniels. The choice shouldn't be that hard. You saw that Noah Brown was a roster cut with C.J. Stroud. Noah Brown is going to be etched in Washington Commanders history because of Jayden Daniels. It's levels to this. So when you try to tell me that C.J. Stroud's rookie season was better than Jayden Daniels, I'm going to just point out the one player that both of them had. You see what it turned into. Noah Brown was just the guy with C.J. Stroud. And I know that wide receiver room was a lot deeper than Washington in 2024, but it wasn't that deep where they should have been giving up on Noah Brown. Hell Noah. And I know I done bashed Noah for the first couple of minutes in this stream, but it's levels to this, bro. It's levels to this. Shout out my guy, Charles. Like my man Charles said, smash that like button. I appreciate you guys. Smash that like button. Infiltrate the chat. That's really what I'm asking for you guys right now. This is a stream that we're doing every Wednesday by me for the chat. We not crashing out too much. Let me know how y'all feeling about this season. Are we nervous about week one? My man George said he would have liked for us to be a little more prepared. I'm not necessarily nervous. I do see that angle where he wanted us to be more prepared, but it's the New York Giants, bro. It's the New York Giants. And let me get 1 second. Let's see if I can pull up this tweet really fast. Y'all know the boy be tweeting out his mind, so I got to scroll a little bit. And also, if you're not following us on X at BleedingBNG, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go ahead and do that. But I made a tweet yesterday, and if you could give me 1 second, I'm going to get to it, where I said that the Commanders, bro, if we really think that we're championship contenders, like I fully expect us to be this year, we can't be pussyfooting with the New York Giants. We can't be pussyfooting with the cellar dwellers of the league. I don't care if it's a division game. I don't care that, the New York Giants always play us tough. Well, it ain't always. It's 2025. And in 2025, we got the 6th highest odds to win the Super Bowl. So, yes, Vegas is looking at us like contenders. If you pay attention to ESPN, Fox Sports, even though they in the fucking pits, everybody is talking about us or most people, because we do got some haters out there in the media, but most people out there are talking as if we should be contending this year. And I agree 100%. I agree 100% because when you got that burgundy and golden boy, number 5, anything is possible. Like KG said in 08, anything's possible. Anything's possible. And here it is. I be tweeting. Y'all know I be tweeting. I be trying to cause a ruckus on the timeline, but I found it. I said this weekend will tell me everything I need to know about whether this team is serious about contending or not. You can't keep pussyfooting with cellar dwellers like the Giants and think you're going to be contending about a ring. Like, it's not going to happen. And it starts today. Shit, let me go ahead and strap up if it's starting today. Let me go ahead and get the cut waters. Let me go ahead and get the grill if it's starting today. No, it starts this weekend. You see me on there, Charles. You see me make my active debut on the Commanders Log. You seen it. If you guys haven't seen the Commanders Log episode that the Commanders dropped yesterday, your boy was on there shining rotten diamonds. Your boy was out there. They got my good side too. They got my good side. I ain't gonna lie though. That was about 5 pounds ago. That was about 5 weeks ago. They gotta give me week 1. I'm looking a little more trim. That shirt was a little small. I ain't even gonna lie, but guess what? All press is good press. All press is good press. Remember during the draft parties, told you Deontay Thornton. You did. And I never doubted it. The only reason that I was skeptical of it is we see how Tennessee wide receivers translate to the NFL. And then me saying that is they don't translate much. They don't translate much at all. But he definitely got the height, weight, and speed to put it all together and be a demon. That's kind of why I'm praying for Nick Harbor in 2026. And this is a stark contrast of what I would have said 4 months ago, because I thought that Nick Harbor honestly was better on the defensive side of the ball in college. I watched him intently in the WCAC, but he showed me something the other day. I don't know what the fuck got into Nick Harbor the other day. But if we compare that on the opposite of Terry McLaurin, oh my God. Y'all know he's not going first round. Y'all know he's not going first round. So if we compare that with Terry McLaurin and potentially add another demon pass catcher, Jalen Lane, Nick, Terry, and Jalen, oh my. Devo, oh my. Oh my. Outside of the playoffs, this is one of the biggest games for the DQ narrative. Can go back quick. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And I don't want to put too much into this game, but this is the game that's going to set how year 2 for DQ is going to go. This is a division game, so you know if you get mollywopped in it, the rest of the division is going to start looking at you skeptical. This is the team that was finished last in the division last year, so they're going to start looking at you as like, damn, you really had a Mickey Mouse bubble type run last season. And they're going to start questioning 5-2. And I know that they shouldn't, but that's the narrative. That's the ebbs and the flows that we run with in the NFL season. If we lose to the New York Giants, y'all know the sophomore slump talks are going to happen. Y'all know it. They start asking him about it today. And he's so fucking cool. He's like, yeah, bro, okay. Yeah, okay. But let us lose to the New York Giants. Yeah. I'm not going to crash out, but it's going to definitely be cold yellow. And if we were 0-1 to the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think that will be the case. If we were 0-1 to the Philadelphia Eagles, I don't think that would be the case. But you got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. That's why I felt like we let one get away against Dallas last year at home. You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. I'm worried about the depth and the health of our roster. I'm worried about that second half, the back half of the roster depth. But thank God I ain't got to watch them too much. Thank God I ain't got to watch Carlin Vickers on my TV screen too much more longer. Well, let me not say that because I don't know how, but he made the practice squad. I don't know how. Carlin Vickers got to have like some pictures of Joe Witt somewhere, some provocative pictures, because I saw Carlin Vickers get his fucking brains beat in and mossed for 3 straight weeks. Carlin Vickers is the nigga that had me thinking that I can make a return to the NFL field at the ripe old age of 29. And I ain't been playing ball in, 12 years. Carlin Vickers, I don't know. The Commanders practice squad in the whole look like the Sisters of the Poor, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So hopefully we ain't got to see him. So I'm with you on the depth for sure, Jason. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm nervous. Shout out Cliff Kingsbury in the chat. Hey, Cliff, what we dialing up week 1? What we dialing up? You know, last year we had the double pass with Luke that didn't go great. I still don't know, damn it, 365 days later, why Luke didn't throw that ball like Adrian Peterson said. I don't know. What we dialing up week 1 this year, Cliff? What we dialing up? Talk to me. Ain't too many people in the chat right now. They won't know, bro. We keep it between us, bro. We keep it each other. Nah, it should be a blowout. Quinn and them hold. Talk about it, Lamont. Talk about it, Lamont. That's why I don't want to hit. I get that it's a division game, but guess what? That's cliche. That's so cliche because the 2007 Patriots were also in a division with the New York Jets. They beat the shit out of the New York Jets every time that they saw them. So, like, were the New York Jets their toughest game of that year? So I get that it's a division game. I get that the New York Giants have played us tough. I get that we haven't won 3 in a row in 25 years since I was like 5 years old. But nah, JD5 versus Russell Wilson in 2025. And that should be as simple as that. I know it's a team sport, but if you paid attention to the NFL over the course of the last 10 years, it's a reason why these quarterbacks are making fucking buku money. It's a reason why Jaden Daniels is going to be the first $75 million average annual value player if he keeps up at this rate. I'm not nervous because I'm confident in our coaches. I'm confident in our coaches as well. And one of the coaches I had a lot of confidence in and some of the utmost confidence in is Larry Izzo. But then I saw that kickoff coverage. So that's something that I'm super excited to see. I'm wrong. Oh, I went back. Tripping. Speaking of my guy, Dabo is always unprepared for week 1. Yeah, Dabo might be, but Cliff, I need you to lock in, cuz I don't care about what they doing in New York. I really don't. I really don't. This game against the New York Giants is about us. It's about us. If Jaden Daniels and the offense do what they supposed to do, and the defense get a couple of stops, because I'm gonna be fully transparent. I fully expect Malik Neighbors to have an 8-catch, 119-yard, 1 touchdown performance. I just believe that he's that type of talent. That's not a knock on Trey Amos. That might be a little knock on Marshawn Lattimore, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But I think that there is a scenario where Malik Neighbors finishes as a top 3 wide receiver, and we think of him as a top 3 wide receiver throughout the entire league by the end of the season. And yes, I'm saying that because I really believe it, because I've been a fan since I've watched the JD5 to Malik Neighbors connection at LSU. But I'm also saying this for the sake of my fantasy team. I done drafted Malik Neighbors in about 13 fantasy teams, bro. So my earnings is in Malik Neighbors' hand. So, I want him to have the craziest performance that you can have in a loss. We call that the happiness hedge. You feel me? We call that they got a rack of them. Yeah, they do got a rack of them for sure. They got a lot of dogs over there too. We dropping 30 on their head tops. Come on, talk about it. Talk about it. This is what we talking about, Commanders Table. This is what I'm talking about. I need y'all to chop it up with me on X then. These are not the same people that I talk to on X, because some people were like, I don't know, bro. And I get it. Like, I wanted Terry McLaurin out there all season too. But if Terry McLaurin is the 20, what that average annual value contract end up being? About what? 29 million. If he is the 29 million dollar average annual value receiver that we signed him to be, I can't have Deontay Banks asking if 17 played today. I don't care if he on the snap count or not, or pitch count or not. I cannot have Deontay Banks who can barely fucking read. If 17 played today? Nah, I can't have it. I can't. Then who else? Paulson and Debo? Like, nah, we gotta work them. I've had season tickets for over 4 years now. Last game, I missed all great games. I moved back home to watch a slaughter of our opponents. That's lit. That's super lit. I actually got my tickets 4 years ago as well. I'm going into my 5th year as a season ticket holder as well. And I can still remember my first game as a season ticket holder, boots on the ground at what was it, FedEx Field at the time? And Ryan Tannehill getting his fucking hip put out of place. They left Ryan Tannehill's hip on the 35-yard line. And I never saw Ryan Tannehill again. He just popped up on an Amazon set commentating halftime of Thursday Night Football. Like, I don't know what happened. Devo, jet pass, something slick. Cliff ain't had no fun. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think Cliff might draw something up for Jalen Lane too. Like, yeah, Terry. Yeah, while you weren't here, I've been working. I've been in the lab. We got another speed demon over here. You can save your legs, bro. You're 30. Save your legs. I'm gonna work with 83 out here. We can do it on the slap. We can do it in the boundaries. Because I see a lot of Deebo Samuel jet passes and quick touches, manufactured touches in our future. But I also see Jalen Lane getting a lot of those touches as well. Maybe I'm crazy, but no one is scared of Dexter Lawrence without Cosme. I'm terrified of Dexter Lawrence without Sam Cosme. I am terrified of Dexter. I'm terrified of Dexter Lawrence with Sam Cosme. So that's a great point. I think that Dexter Lawrence is one of those elite talents in the NFL. Dexter Lawrence was up there for Defensive Player of the Year before he got hurt last year. In the running with like Aiden Hutchinson, seems like all the Defensive Players of the Year just fell by the wayside. So shout out to Patrick Surtain. He's the best safety in the league, but he definitely got that participation award Defensive Player of the Year last year. Because if Aiden Hutchinson broke the side record or Dexter Lawrence kept doing what he was doing before he got hurt, I probably would have went with them guys, bro. That's the games we had. We're super close still to, I think, it's a win. So you think this one going to be close too? What y'all think about that 5 and that spread done dipped to 5.5? I'm telling you now, don't play it. Vegas knows something. Because y'all hear the way that I'm talking, right? I'm not the only Commander fan talking like this. I am not the only Commander fan talking like this. I'm not the only person that pays attention to the NFL talking like this. I fully expect us to put belt to ass to the New York Giants, but Vegas doesn't, and it's a little something fishy. And I ain't cooking tilapia. It's just a little something fishy over there. First quarter is going to be ups and downs until both teams' defenses settle in. Hopefully, we are the first to put multiple TDs on the board. I like the secondary upgrades. I can see that script playing out just like that, Jason, because honestly, and it showed when we played them in the playoffs, I think we just ran out of time and ran out a little bit of steam against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that our first half was so putrid. I think Jaden got both of his rushing touchdowns in the second half, or he might have got one late in the first. But I think that, he was getting settled in, and we saw that the offense was pretty much, off to the races after that. So I definitely can see a scenario with that offense playing out like that, with Terry McLaurin missing so much time, with Noah Brown damn near not playing at all. So that's something definitely to look out for. That's definitely something to look out for. Who wins in the trenches? That's going to be something to see. That's going to be something to see, because while I think that our offensive line has improved leaps and bounds, while I think that our offensive line has made a complete 180 change, night and day, I don't know any other analogies that I can really go off of, or ideologies where I can really talk about the dramatic change and gains that the offensive line has sustained over the course of the offseason. The defensive line of the New York Giants got some fucking demons on it. Brian Burns is a demon. Dexter Lawrence is a fucking demon. I fully expect Abdul Carter to be a demon. Kayvon Thibodeau is ass. He's not one of those demons. I don't know why they talk about him like he is, because he's not going against Charles Leno. Charles Leno is over there in a sauna somewhere with his wife, chopping it up with Commanders Twitter. Like, I ain't worried about Kayvon Thibodeau against Laramie Tunsil or Josh Carnley. We ain't trying out too many Charles Lenos out there anymore. But those other three, dogs, demons. I'm totally scared of them. But I will say this: if we can man up, and if we're up to the task, and even if it's a wash in the trenches, I think that Washington runs away with this game, because I think we're that much better at the quarterback and other skill positions. And I think that could be a win looking forward for the rest of the season, because I think the New York Giants are going to be one of the best fronts that you play all season. I'm expecting a big Hayden game. Who's Hayden? Who was it? Jaden? Yeah, I'm expecting a big Jaden game too. That's my fantasy quarterback. I need what? I need at least 25 fantasy points. I need about 65 rushing yards at the least. What's his props on FanDuel? Somebody let me know his props on FanDuel in the chat, and I'll let y'all know if we going over, we smashing the over. We need to ease up on that under. I'll let you know. I think we dominate the run game. Now, I think we dominate the run game versus the Giants. Now, past it, all we have to do is watch out for the moon balls, the neighbor. I agree with that game plan. And I don't know if we necessarily dominate the run game. I think that we dominate with our running backs, though. I think that this is a big Austin Eckler game when you want to negate that pass rush and neutralize that pass rush with a lot of dump offs. Told y'all Austin Eckler was going to be RB1. All the people that drafted Bill in the 6th round in their fantasy football drafts is the reason why I was laughing at y'all. If you heard that snicker when you drafted Bill, it was me. If you heard that laugh in the background when you drafted Bill, it was me. I think Bill can have a solid rookie year. Bill is much better than Brian Robinson Jr. Bill is not the player that some of the people in the Washington community and the fantasy community are making him out to be. Y'all done turned that man into folklore. He's still a 7th round draft pick at the end of the day. We still passed up on him at least 4 times for 6 rounds. All right. I think Bill can ball. And I think Bill, rightfully so, got Brian Robinson out the paint. Let's pump the brakes on Bill. I could definitely see Jalen Lane having a great game. Jalen Lane punt return touchdown. Book it. Jalen Lane anytime touchdown scored. Specifically a touchdown. Let me know the payout on that when it wins. I just need 3%. Need to soften up the George. Come on, George. We here. And I didn't even see this. That's also going to be crucial in Saturday's matchup. If you look at some of the underlying data, not necessarily the counting stats, but some of the per route, per reception numbers as far as running backs, Austin Eckler is still an elite receiving back. His brain is just made of chop suey. Like his brain is made of mush at this point. So my biggest concern is his workload and how long he's going to hold up over the course of the season. But I definitely see Austin Eckler making a big impact. That's why he's on my fantasy team as well. We're not about to make this a Jalen Morgan fantasy endorsement, but hey, man, when you know ball, you know who the sleepers is. I want to see 3 backs on the 32. Hey, ACT. Is this 1983, bro? Are we running a pistol with like Eckler out wide? Are we running a little full house? I ain't mad at it. That's my go-to red zone offense in Madden. But it's Madden, bro. We run a little full house. Bro said he want to see 32 personnel. He trying to run that SMU pony. Okay. Got Eric Dickinson and Robert Smith back there. Come on. Real ball nowhere. Bro, I'm only 29. Real ball nowhere. Man, that's why you gotta hit that super chat, support the channel, because we got real ball knowers over here giving you this content, man. Shout out to SMU. Some creative, unexpected looks. Hey, if they run a 32 personnel CT, I'll be the first one to let. Hey, you got it, big dog. Let me know the Powerball numbers. Ron and DQ. Yes. Perfect analogy. That might be more drastic than night and day. Perfect analogy. We went from we could be eliminated from the playoffs to a lot of bad motherfuckers, bad-ass motherfuckers. There's levels to this shit. And that's why I really think that this game is really important for year 2 of Dan Quinn, because while I fully have bought in, while I think the players have bought into Dan Quinn's mantra, I'll admit that when you're losing games, the cliches, the phrases, and things like that can teeter along the lines of cheesy, right? But if it's working, I'm all in and I'm doing everything that I need to do for the culture to accelerate the culture. But let us start 0-2 with a loss against the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers. I don't want to see too many Hawkins from Frankie Louisville in the locker room. I don't. Y'all saw what they did with John Allen. Man was cracking smiles as big as he's had since we drafted John Allen in 2017. And in return, they got his ass the fuck up out of here. Go look at John Allen when he was doing some of them Hawkins before his pec injury last year. John Allen was happy as shit to be in Washington. They got his ass out of Washington because he was on Slim Fast last year and wanted to play at 285 pounds. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. Why do we hold on to Noah Brown when he's such an uncertain condition? He's injury prone. I agree 100%, Jay, that he is injury prone, but we hold on to Noah Brown because he's a capable receiver. And that wide receiver room ain't too deep with capable receivers. Like, I don't even think that, and I'm somebody that's been an advocate of Luke McCaffrey in the fan base, I don't even think that even though he's on the roster, you can say that he's showing you that he's going to be a capable contributor at the receiver position week in and week out. Noah Brown has shown you that, even with his time with the Dallas Cowboys, with the Houston Texans, he's shown you that he's capable of making plays on Sunday. Now, he is injury prone. I don't think there's been a football season in Noah Brown's career that he's played all the games allotted for that season. Going back to Pee Wee football, bro was missing games in 65 pounds. Bro was missing little league games. So I can't really fault him. I can fault him, but I can't really be surprised that he's been injured over his time with Washington, because CJ Stroud, him being just a guy with CJ Stroud and being a different type of player with Jayden Daniels does play a little part into it. But I think that since Houston Texans thought that he was a little unreliable, and that's why he found himself on the outside of the 53 for the Houston Texans last year. So I definitely get your concern about his health, because he's a walking crutch. He's a walking injury. I definitely think we will separate from them in the second half. Talent will show, but I'm not surprised if we down or close at halftime. I'm not either. It's week 1, but I just know by the time the fat lady sing, and I'm doing my analysis on the walk back to the car as I'm inebriated off of the cut waters and whatever else I might be drinking on Sunday, because it's week 1. Somebody handed me a double dog IPA one day at FedEx Field. It was the nastiest shit I've ever had in my life, but I finished it. You know why? Because I was boots on the ground at FedEx Field. And that's just what you got to do with football season. That's just what you got to do for football season. Man, let's see some betting lines. What are Commanders and Giants lines looking like? What the betting? What does Vegas think about this game? What does Vegas think about this game? I want to see some player props. I want to see everything. I want to see everything. I ain't even been tapped in to the gambling like I'm used to. I spanked week 1 of college, but y'all know y'all boy is a teacher. First couple of weeks of the school year for a teacher is like hell. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I've been running a rat race for the last 2 weeks, try to give you guys this content as well as teach these kids. But hey man, the price you have to pay to be bleeding B&G. I'm not saying that I'm anything special. I'm not. It's just adulting. All right, FanDuel, y'all taking forever, bro. FanDuel taking forever, bro. Oh, hold on. And then as soon as it pulls up, I back out of it. That's what I get for being a little antsy. So while FanDuel doing what the fuck FanDuel does, Slim, if Bill ain't special, they running the ball with how to act we could. You think so? I think Chris Rodriguez is the most natural runner on his team, bro. And I don't know if that is a hot take, but I think that Chris Rodriguez, even when Brian Robinson was on this roster, I think Chris Rodriguez was the most natural runner on the team. But I was high on RJ Harvey as well. But as I said, I was a little shocked because me going into the offseason, when we lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, January 28th or something like that, right? January 29th. My biggest thing that I wanted to do in the offseason was improve at the running back position, right? And I was a little skeptical when the only thing we did other than re-signing Jeremy McNichols was draft a 7th round running back. But I wasn't surprised that 7th round running back beat out Brian. And I don't want to put too much smut on Brian's name, but you know, if you've been supporting this channel for a while, Brian Robinson, I've been thought Brian Robinson wasn't it. Brian Robinson is Fat Rob Kelly with Gun R, with a feel-good story. Like, it is what it is. He ain't my running back no more, so I ain't got to watch what I say. I'm glad that he made it through. I'm glad that he persevered, but that don't mean that he's an RB1. So even with us only drafting a 7th round running back, you see that we still improved at the running back position. Yeah, shout out my man Charles. He said smash that like button and make sure you sub the channel, please. The season is hit. And shout out to Jerry. Yeah, shout out to Jerry, because guess what? I don't have to worry about Michael Parsons for 2 weeks. I just got to worry about him for week 2. And then after that, he's out my crosshairs for the rest of the year. Because just like I'm talking about the New York Giants, and pardon me, I might be getting a little ahead of myself. I ain't been able to talk like this all my life. I fully expect us to put belt to ass to the Dallas Cowboys as well. It's us, Philly, and everybody else in the NFC East. And hopefully by the end of the season, at the top, it's just us. Y'all know somebody said, what was the Meek bar that he said at the beginning of the Dreams and Nightmares? They said that I tweeted that the other day, and I got that from Meek Mill. Like, he was the first one to say that shit. The great philosopher Mika Miller. I'm over there plagiarizing off the great philosopher Mika Miller. Like, nah. All right, so looking at some of these props, going to the game props. So go ahead. Y'all pull out your FanDuels right now. I'm about to whip you up a ticket. Pause. About to whip you up a ticket. Game lines. So right now, the Commanders are a 5.5-point favorite. Stay away from it. Vegas knows something we don't. So while I'm talking about us putting belt to ass, most of the people in the NFL circle expect us to be putting belt to the ass. And I know that the Commanders are one of the most bet teams in, or one of the most bet spreads across the week 1. I do know that part of the information. I have been able to get my degenerate on a little bit this week. Stay away from it. So if you want a winning ticket, we're going to go ahead and play the over 45.5. We're going to play an over 45.5 because I don't think that the Giants are going to be stopping us outside of the first couple of drives. But I don't see us stopping the Giants too much either. I don't. If you want an anytime touchdown score, right? If we want to play it modest, we go get ahead and play it modest. Let's look at these odds. Terry McLaurin is a plus 125. I know y'all love Terry McLaurin. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. We can play Austin Eckler at plus 135. We can play that. Or we can play Malik Neighbors at plus 165. Both of those are happening. Mark it down now. You can say Stunning Diamonds told you. We can say Stunning Diamonds told you. Passing props, Jayden Daniels, 220. What the fuck? Did they not watch last season? 228. Smash. Smash the over. Smash the over. But guess what? If you like being conservative with your money, let's see if they allow you. Let's see if they allow it. Oh, yeah, we can go 225 minus 130. You might have to sprinkle a little more. We go 225 minus 130. You know, some of y'all, scare money don't make no money. Scare money don't make no money. Oh, shit. We got a Giants fan in the chat, y'all. And he's super chat, so you know he got to jump to the front. Shout out to you for the support. He says, the Commander fans really think their secondary is better than the Giants. I think you guys are in for a rude awakening. Bro, y'all don't even know who y'all starting at cornerback to. Who the hell is Cordell Flott? Now, Deontay Banks, bruh is going through imposter syndrome. He done changed his number 3 times in 3 years. Now, Paulson Adebo, solid. Javon Holland was washed at 25 last year. And y'all lost Xavier McKinney. So we just talking about the secondary. Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of all Commander fans. Yes, we do. Think that our secondary is better than the New York Giants. I'm sorry, bro. Now, if you want to talk about D-line, we can have a conversation there. But if you're telling me that Cordell Flott and Deontay Banks is better than Marshawn Lattimore and Trey Amos, bro, come on. I love that you love your team. Like I said, I appreciate the support. My dog, I appreciate you. Secondary, not giving you that one. I might even give you running back, bro. But that might be where the list stops. Your secondary can't stop passes, and your quarterback ain't Jaden. I'm saying no. One of the reasons why I think that our secondary is going to be looking better than you guys is because we got Russell Wilson. And yes, he was. But also, we knew when we traded for Marshawn Lattimore that his hamstring was hanging on by a thread. We knew it was hanging on by a thread. What we didn't know was that shit was made out of pulled pork. We ain't know that shit was tender as hell and was ready to fall off the bone at any second. Now, I don't think that Marshawn Lattimore is going to be the Marshawn Lattimore that we've known him to be during his time in New Orleans, because this isn't 2017 through 2021 anymore. And he's a 29-year-old corner. And as a 29-year-old myself, I ache when I'm just waking up to go walk to the water cooler in the morning. So he's got to check fucking Malik Neighbors, who I said on this stream is going to end up being wide receiver 3 this year. So, yeah, and I think that he'll bounce back, though. Is he going to be the former All-Pro Marshawn Lattimore? No. But also, y'all looking at him going against A.J. Brown, who's a demon as well. There were also 2 games last year where teams ain't even tried Marshawn Lattimore because of his reputation. Now, one of them was the New Orleans Saints. I don't know what the fuck they was going through in New Orleans. But go back to that Detroit Lions game. The reason that Mikey Sarah still was making so many plays is because they was avoiding Marshawn Lattimore. Now, they might not be avoiding him anymore because then the NFC Championship game happened. But I agree. Hey, bro, I don't know if you wasn't in the stream earlier. I said I fully expect Malik Neighbors to go for 125 and a touchdown and a loss. And I also think that outside fans and people outside of the division, y'all going to get to learn Quan Martin this year. Y'all going to get to learn who Quan Martin is this year. I made a tweet. Some people got mad that I said that I said it a couple of months ago, even though we hear radio hosts regurgitating what I say, and then Dan Quinn come out and regurgitate what I say about Quan Martin taking the leap this year. You know, I said that before training camp. But I fully expect Quan Martin to be a Pro Bowler, if not an All-Pro this year. So, cruising. I don't know if you know about that boy Quan. They call him his mama called him Jartavis. His mama called him Jartavis. We call him Quan. But I fully expect him to hit that Quan when he pick off Russell Wilson last year. On Sunday. I thought he was the one that picked him off last year, but that was Jeremy Chin. I miss him a little bit. I do miss him a little bit. Tyler Owens, Will Harris, y'all got to do something to win my heart back because y'all know this was the president of the Jeremy Chin fan club last year. Andrew Thomas is listed as probably driving us to cause to have. Andrew Thomas is making New York tri-state hospitals hella money, but he stays hurt. And he's a solid player. He's a solid player, had a rough rookie year, but was able to rebound after that and was turned into a hell of a left tackle. But a big toe keep Andrew Thomas out the game, bro. A big toe keep Andrew Thomas out of the game. So he's definitely made a couple of doctors in the tri-state area over there on the Turnpike rich. Definitely. He a little high maintenance. I know you can get a little sedity up there in New York. I love New York. I feel sedity. I feel like a different person when I'm in New York. I don't like New York Giants, though. And that shit ain't New York if we being 100% honest. Y'all really New Jersey, but we'll talk about that another day. AJB is a terrible matchup for Lattimore. I agree. That's the worst match, one of the worst matchups that Marshawn Lattimore can have as a 29-year-old. Because one of Marshawn Lattimore's best assets is press, and press ain't nothing to AJ Brown, who's built like fucking Bumblebee. I'm not talking about the bee. I'm talking about the Transformer. He built like fuck. I ain't want to give him Optimus Prime. I ain't want to give him Megatron. But he built like, what's the next most dangerous Transformer? As y'all can see, I don't watch too many Transformers. I just remember they had that Camaro based off of Bumblebee, and I thought that shit was hard. So that was the first name that came to my mind. And I remember Skate and Mudflap. They was funny as shit. But let's get back to these props. Let me see these receiving props, because if I got Deontay Banks, the 17 play, I'm crashing out. Now that is rooms liable for a crash out. I don't care if you missed all summer, bro. If you let Deontay Banks, who don't know if he want to be 25, 3, 2, 1, 7, 9, he don't know what number he want to be. He more focused than the number than the playbook. If you let him say, did 17 play today? Only thing Deontay Banks know how to do is stay with your man. Any type of zone, buddy, is cooked. Cruising, you know that. You know that, Cruising. You know that. Every day, RFK break my heart a little more. You drive by RFK? You driving by RFK and seeing the demolition? I drove by there a couple weeks ago. I was happy as shit. Somebody that grew up in Anacostia, I had to drive by RFK coming into school every day. That shit looked like the pits in 2001. That shit looked decrepit in 2001. So we got a lot of fond memories there. But guess what? It's about to be a state. Did y'all see let me see. Did y'all see the state of the art locker room? Did y'all see the state of the art locker room? I know some people in the beat report, some people on the beat, some beat reporters, excuse me, were talking about just how amazed that they were at the fucking Ron Rivera to Dan Quinn type change in the locker room. Like, we dealing with some big money, some big business now. We dealing with some guys that really care about this team. Yeah. So I get, the nostalgia. I get us all in those memories flying to us. Because I remember going to a Nationals game in their inaugural season at RFK. I remember a couple things at RFK. Me getting lit at Broccoli Fest. Shout out to everybody who was going to Broccoli Fest when it was at RFK. But, yeah, nah. That shit was an eyesore. That shit was an eyesore to say the least. So those tears and that heartbreak, I promise you, it's gonna turn into rejoice. What's the opposite of heartbreak? What's the opposite? What is the opposite of heartbreak? Love? It's gonna turn into love. When we build that stadium by 2030, hopefully. Let me see if they pull up that locker room. Let me see if I can find a tweet about that locker room before. Let me get a roll call. We got 140 people in the chat. We got 140 people in the chat. So it's way more than when I asked this last question. Thank you guys for tuning into our first rendition of Commanders Caucus. This is a stream by me for the chat. This chat is for everybody in the Commanders community to get their shit off. We're not crashing out yet because it's only week one, prior to week one. But I foresee a couple of crash outs, a couple of venting sessions, a couple of rant sessions in our future. So let me do a temp check for week one. How we feeling about this season and how we feeling about this week one matchup with the New York Giants? Before I get out of here, man, I'm giving you guys the chance to have a platform to get your shit off. You are the star of this show. I'm just want to lay back and let you guys. You say I ain't got a script. I usually got a script for most of my YouTube videos. I ain't. You liking the caucus, George? You liking the caucus? Oh, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. No. Take me off. Y'all like the thumbnail? Y'all like the thumbnail? Shout out to the Commanders Caucus, man. I had a little playoff Adam Peters and what he said that they be doing during draft season. But this is just for you guys to get your shit off. Pause. That shit sounded crazy. But to vent, get everything off your chest. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming in for. Oh, here we go. Y'all got forgive my dial-up ass Wi-Fi. It only do this when I'm on StreamYard. Shit is business speed until I'm on StreamYard. There we go. Some quick videos at the new state-of-the-art locker room in Ashburn at Big Bear AI practice facility. Just the like, this is something that we went and seen. I couldn't have even like dreamed of Dan Snyder putting this much into the team. It got to a point where I really questioned if Dan Snyder loved the team. I know Dan Quinn loves this team. Badass motherfucker Dan Quinn. I know he loves this team. But when you see, like, I went to a very short, poor funded HBCU. I lied to you not. When we had our renovations to our locker rooms in 2015, we rivaled the Commanders locker rooms in Ashburn at that time. We did. And we were sponsored by like Russell at the time, bro. Our locker room in 2015, once we got our renovations, because before that, because I got into college in 2013, that locker room looked like it was straight out of the Jim Pro times. Our locker room in 2015 with the Russell funds was definitely rivaling with Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon was sitting into, bro. Like, shit was crazy. So when I saw they was getting an F on them report cards as far as the locker room goes, I'm surprised they ain't get an F minus. I'm surprised that shit ain't go lower. I'm surprised they ain't get a Z. I'm just ready for this shit to get here going. Come on, bro. What is it? We got Thursday night. We got count the night. We got one slumber on Wednesday, one slumber, two slumbers on Thursday, four slumbers, bro. Four more slumbers, bro. Then it's time. Shit, might be three slumbers for me. I ain't been able to sleep on the eve of week one since 2023. So for the last 2 years, I've pulled all-nighters before week one. And has my liver and my kidney and my brain functioning hurt since then? Absolutely. And I don't know what it is, but I'm crazy about this motherfucking team, bro. I told you. I cried. I cried after the NFC Championship game. Like, that shit was close. Then I had wisdom tooth surgery the next day, so I was out of work for about a week. That was the longest week of my life. And you can see the PTSD in my eyes right now. Because that doesn't seem that long ago. And that also goes with this being the shortest off season of my life. That also goes with this being the shortest off season of my life. Because before last year, my off season would have started a month before. That was the longest week of my life when we lost the NFC Championship game. But guess what? Commanders football is back. Looking forward to making a statement on Sunday. Be good to start the year off 2-0 in 4 days. I need to see a run game outside of 5. If we're on the 50-yard line, out of some backs and some 50 from 5. Yeah, I want to see a run game as well. I'm going to hold out having like a final verdict or making too many conclusions on the run game until we see a healthy Sam Cosmi, because I do think that he's going to be an important player on his team if he is healthy and is 90 to 100% of what Sam Cosmi was, which was Pro Bowl talent. So I'll hold on all the final judgments until Cosmi comes back, because I do think that there's a weakness at that right guard spot, whether it's Nick Allegretti or Andrew Wiley, once you put them there. But, yeah. Me too. I'm so crazy about this team. Surprised I don't got no tat of the logo. We going Commander logo, we going Redskin logo. If you were to get a tat, I'm sorry, I gotta put you out there, Kevin. You don't put yourself out there, Kevin, so I got asked. Are we going, if we were to get a tat, we going Indian head or we going the taco holder W? Which one we going with, Kevin? Because I think I might end up getting a tattoo. Because when I was growing up, like my middle school years from like 06 to 09, everybody was getting 21 tattoos. Everybody was getting Indian head tattoos. I was like, nah, I'll never be that guy. I love this team. I'll never be that guy. Nah, I might end up being that guy, because Jaden 5 here. JD 5 here. I called him Jaden 5. I'm so ready to glaze, I can't even get his name right. JD 5 here. And I told myself I wasn't getting Indian head or 21 tattoo. I ain't say nothing about a 5. He looked solid. Their blocking scheme was crazy on the film breakdown I saw. You talking about against the Cincinnati Bengals, right? The blocking scheme that they had against the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, that Bobby Johnson and Cliff Kingsbury can definitely dial up a run scheme. They was running triple traps and shit like that against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think I saw the same film breakdown that you did, but Logan did mention that those are a lot of looks that you don't necessarily scheme for as a defense. Like, you don't really expect triple teams to run triple trap in a preseason game. So I'm glad that we did, and I'm glad that it was an effective. But I'm curious to see how it looks for a defense that's more prepared for it. More prepared for it, for sure. But we about at the hour mark. I'm gonna end this stream in the next couple of minutes if we don't have any more to say. If you want to jump to the front of the line in the comment section, go ahead and leave your super chat now. So I'll make sure that I answer anything or reply to anything that you have to say before we head on out of here. But first rendition of the Commanders Caucus, I think this was a success. What'd you say, Kevin? Gotta go with the current. I ain't mad at it. But I think that this first rendition of Commanders Caucus was a success. As I've said on many other streams, please tell a friend. Tell a friend about the Commanders Caucus, because this is a stream by me for you. I'm never going to bring a script to here. Some Wednesdays, the feelings might still be raw. Shit, if we play on a Monday night, that's going to be less than 48 hours removed from a win or a loss. So this is just for us to vent, for us to rap, for us to rant, for us to crash out. And I just wanted to provide a space for the people. I just wanted to provide. I sound like Road Warrior talking about for the people. I sound like Road Warrior. Shout out to Road Warrior. Is he gonna be boots on the ground? Somebody asked Road Warrior, he gonna be boots on the ground Sunday? But he is. I don't know why I would think otherwise. But I'm super excited for the season. Super excited for another year of content. I'm pushing out a lot of content this year. While I have you guys' attention, let me go ahead and mention it now. We're doing game recaps like we've been doing for the last 4 seasons, going into our 5th year. Doing game recaps like we've been doing for the last. My guy, shout out gang. Shout out. That's little bro. That ain't me. I see Stunning Showtime. That's little. Y'all know I'm the OG Stunning Showtime, but y'all go ahead and shout out my guy. That's Stunning Showtime 3. That's my boy. That's my boy. Outside of me, probably the most knowledgeable Commander fan that I know, other than when we talking about Terry McLaurin. But that's my guy. We've been analyzing and talking about Commanders football since I'm a little older than him, since he was born. But yeah, like I said, he cut me off, or the comment cut me off, or my ADHD cut me off. It's one of the three. One of the three. But as I was saying, I'm pushing out a lot of content this year. We're going to be doing the game recaps like we always do. You know, we went super viral last year after our Cincinnati Bengals game recap. That joint got over almost 1 million impressions on social media after our Atlanta Falcons recap. I'm really planning on taking this content serious, so we're doing the game recaps this year. We're also going to be doing vlogs for every home game because you know your boy is boosting the ground at Northwest Stadium for every Commanders home game. Also going to be doing the reaction videos. My NFC Championship reaction video is my most viewed video on the channel. We almost had 25,000 views on that on that 25,000 views and likes on that video. So why would I stop that? I even got the green screen jumping now. So now we'll be floating in the screen while I'm giving instant analysis, posting on TikTok more. We even having Twitch streams where we running the Madden. So if y'all still play Madden, I know some of y'all pushing 40. Shit, I'm pushing 30. But if some of y'all still play the Madden, still play the video games, and y'all wife's not judging y'all, go ahead if you want to get belt to ass put to you by Stunning Showtime, by Bleeding BNG himself. Y'all go ahead and support the channel, support the Twitch stream, Stunning Showtime TV. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And before I head out of here, is there anything that we need to address when you and Rio doing another show together? Man, to be 100% honest, let's go ahead and pull the curtain back again. A lot of those shows me and Rio do, we don't plan for them until about an hour before the show. And I don't even know if he wants me saying that, but I say that to say that our chemistry and like our mindsets are so alike that we just bounce ideas off of each other and it turns into great content. I know you guys love the Stunning and Rio streams. You guys have given me positive feedback, positive comments on that. Rio is actually going to be, or he's told me that, and Rio's an honest man, so I don't think he's lying to me. He's actually going to be making a couple of appearances on this Commanders Caucus as well, because like you guys, he's a part of the caucus as well. So I don't really have a plant stream with Rio. I know we were trying to get a season preview with the group chat, but you never know, Kevo. You might see me and Rio on a video tomorrow. Like that's really just how it works with Rio and I. And you know, I know he's talked about helping me push my platform because he's the Commanders content MVP. So I'm never going to scoff at the chance of doing, you know, content with Rio. So to answer your question, that was a long-winded way of answering your question. I don't know, but it could be as soon as tomorrow. It could be as soon as tomorrow. That's just the type of way that we rock out. If you say, hey, bro, I need a score prediction from you for the Commanders and 5 storylines that we need going into the game. 20 minutes. We good. Hey, bro, what time you need? We good. So I appreciate your support. Be on the lookout for that. Rio's coming on the channel much more because this is all coming together to make up this content creation stew that I plan on pushing out for the 2025 season. I'm planning to show y'all like why I really went to school for this communications degree. I thought I was going to be the next Stuart Scott, but now I teach snotty-nosed kids all day. But I'm able to live my passion through this YouTube channel and through you guys. And that's why I think that this Commanders Caucus is going to be a success, because I'm nothing without y'all. Shit, I'm nothing. I'm nothing right now, but I'm uber nothing without y'all. So tell a friend and tell a friend. Come join us next Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. The wounds, the praises, everything is going to be fresh, because it's going to be the first reaction Commander Caucus episode of the season. I appreciate you guys tuning into this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. Oh yeah, I haven't given you guys a winning ticket, so I'm gonna leave you guys with a winning ticket. Winning FanDuel ticket for Commanders Giants week 1. We going over. Do I have to log in to see how much the payout is going to be? Let's see. Because if they make me log in, we are not putting that on stream. All right, we're going to go over 45.5 total points. Over 45.5 total points. We're going to go. I know some of y'all like being conservative, so this is what we're going to do. Jay and Daniels plus 225 total yards. We're gonna go to the touchdown score. Austin Eckler. Nah. Because I think C-Rod might take them touches. We're gonna go Malik Neighbors plus 155. But this is where we're gonna get freaky. You see, we only got plus 401. I'm trying to get you to turn that $10 into $100. So this is what we're gonna do. Anything less than 1,000 plus 1,000, I'm not taking. Anything less than plus 1,000, I'm not taking. I'm trying to get you to turn that 10 to 100. I got you though. Here we go. We're gonna go down to the receptions. What are receptions? We're gonna go to the receptions. Oh, damn. Y'all could have told me my screen was down. Cruz. First string, Still in preseason form for the next couple of days. What is that? I told y'all. I got business speed Wi-Fi set when I'm working on stream, y'all. I don't know what it is. Stream y'all acting like Stream East right now. Rest in peace to Stream East. Rest in peace to Stream East. Why is it not letting me pull up the screen? There we go. Y'all acting like my shit illegal or something, cuz. All right, here we go. Yes, my fault, y'all. Stream y'all was on that nut shit, but we back. So we going. Malik Neighbors anytime touchdown. Jaden Daniels 225 passing yards, over 45.5 points. Bro, where's my screen, bro? All right, so y'all might not be able to get this visual aid because StreamYard is acting like Stream East. Like I said, they acting like they funded by the Somali pirates right now. So I don't know what the hell is going on. We going Austin Eckler. Here we go. This is where we get freaky. Austin Eckler over 2.5 catches. Austin Eckler. Where's the receiving props? The real RB1, Austin Eckler. Oh, we know they are, George. We know. You think it's a coincidence that happened right before the NFL season? We know they are, George. We know they are. They done got Stream East out the fucking paint. Thank God, though, I'm able to, this not college anymore. 18-year-old Jalen would have crashed out. 18-year-old Jalen would have crashed out without Stream East. But I'm good now. Let's just say that. I'm good now. What are Austin Eckler receiving yards? I'm trying to finish this ticket so I can head y'all out. I know y'all got a lot to do with y'all lives. Austin Eckler, over 25 receiving yards. All right, we have plus 807, and here's where we get freaky, y'all. Y'all ready? Here's where we get freaky. Nah. This is week one. This is week one. We want to go out on a limb like that? We want to go out on a limb like that? Y'all know I'm a realist, right? You can't be a fan when you gambling. You can't be a fan when you gambling. So I do think that the New York Giants are going to put a little heat on our ass. Pause. And I think that Dexter Lawrence is going to be a part of that. So we're going to get a Dexter Lawrence sack. Oh, my God. That jumped up to plus 2,204. Plus 2,204 odds. So your $10 will win you $220. So I'm going to read these 6 selections again. And we're going to do this every week. I'm part of Commanders Caucus. I'm going to let you know you're winning tickets. I'm going to let you know you're winning tickets for the Commanders and whoever they play that week. Over 45.5 total points. Jaden Daniels, 225 yards. Malik Neighbors, total touchdown or anytime touchdown. Austin Eckler, over 2.5 total receptions. Austin Eckler, 25 yards. And Dexter Lawrence to record a sack. Go ahead. Win that money. I just need 3% because I will ignite you come next Wednesday when you join us. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for joining us in the first rendition of Commanders Caucus. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This isn't your only time that you come back. And lastly, but not leastly, certainly not leastly, if you're not following us on social media, what are you doing? At Bleeding BNG, BLEEDIN BNG. So there's only one G on our X handle. Our Instagram handle spelled a little bit different. That was at Bleeding BNG, BLEEDING BNG. And then you can support us on audio-only platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts if they still do that. I don't know. But leave a rating, leave a review. That's how we finesse these algorithms so that when you're searching anything Washington Commanders, Bleeding BNG is that #1 content hub that pops up in your search bar. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the first episode of Commanders Caucus. Yeah, I jocked Adam Peters a little bit, but guess what? I'm Black Adam. I've been calling myself Black Adam for over a year now, almost a year now. So I feel like I can do that. Come join us next Wednesday at 7:15. We're either crashing out because the New York Giants said everything that Cruising came on this chat and said that they were going to do and put belt to ass to us, or we over here rejoicing and throwing a party because year 2 of the JD5 show looks like it might be just as magical as year 1. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Appreciate the support as always. Football's here. Commanders football is here. Football been here. Commanders football is here. I'm super excited.